UFC 317, Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira is tomorrow for the vacant lightweight title. And it appears that Ilia Topuria has missed weight live on camera. And then the commission member goes, never mind, I misspoke. It's 155. When it clearly still looks to be above 155. And yet nobody is even talking about it. If it was Khamzat Chimaev, it'd be everywhere. If it was Islam Makhachev, it'd be everywhere. It literally looks like the commission is covering up Ilia Topuria missing weight, because if you're not 155 on the dot championship weight, you cannot fight for the undisputed title. Luckily, I went on a deep dive. I found every possible camera angle of the weigh-in, and we're going to break it down in this video. Let's start with the UFC official live stream, okay? So this one isn't the greatest angle, but this is kind of where you really start to see everything going awry. Ilia Topuria has to weigh in twice. Watch this. The audio isn't as good, but we're going to get better audio in a second. Listen to this.
All right, we begin with the gentleman around whom this fight card was built, the former UFC undisputed featherweight.
The gentleman in which this fight card was built around. That's awfully funny that the gentleman in which the fight card was built around for International Fight Week would have to be weighed twice to get the proper weight. In this angle, you can't see the actual weight, but we're going to get a better angle in a second. But let's watch. Let's watch what happens on the UFC official broadcast.
Weight champion now moving up to the lightweight division and competing in our main event, Ilia Topuria.
Right there, the commission member takes his weight. He says 155.5. You might not have been able to hear that right there. The audio was more John Anik than anything. You will hear what he said in a minute. Believe me. He said 155.5. Then he has to come back and reweigh Ilia Topuria. Check it out. So he's coming back. Ilia's about to leave. He's coming back. He said, hold on a second. Hold up. Wait a minute. Never mind. He's 155. He's one, and you'll hear his exact words here in a second. Never mind. He's 155. All right, we're good. 155.
The official weight for Ilia Topuria.
So there you go. Didn't get it on the first try. Let's change absolutely nothing and get it on the second try. And by the way, I'll point this out as well. On the second try, you can't really see, but it looks a little bit off 55. You can't really see it here. I'll show you a better angle in a second. And watch. You know, everyone talks about this all the time. They talked about it with Khamzat Chimaev. We'll get to it in a second. This never settled. So you weighed him in at 155.5. Now you weigh him at 155 and the thing never settles. That sounds like a cover-up to me. Watch this. Watch it never settle.
5, the official weight for
Look, it's still
Ilia
moving.
Topuria.
It's still moving. It's still moving. He's okay, gone. That's the official weight. Quickly. And you notice how John Anik never announced it once he said the wrong weight, right? John Anik said, no, that can't be. He can't be 0.5 over. This is the card in which it was built around Ilia Topuria. Anyway, next angle. This is Mac Life's angle, okay? I want to show you Charles Oliveira's weigh-in. There was no problem with Charles Oliveira's weigh-in. And this, you can hear the audio from the actual commission. Check this out. Listen to this.
154.5, the official weight for
154.5 for Charles Oliveira. So he made weight by half a pound. But Ilia Topuria couldn't. Now we'll actually hear the audio from when Ilia Topuria weighed in. Let's skip ahead. Listen to this. Now you actually hear the audio. You still can't see the weigh-in thing. We're going to get to that in a second.
Still good for that.
$155.5. 155.5. And you notice John Anik doesn't announce it right away, right? You know, Anik doesn't say, he's like, no. What do you mean? He's a pound over? Half pound over? What do you, he can't be out of this fight. We need him to headline International Fight Week. But he said 150. I mean, it's clear as day. Clear as day. He uses the scale and he says 155.5.
155.5. 5, 4, 3, 2.
What's crazy is Topuria doesn't even react. It's like they told him, oh, don't worry. We'll rig the scales for you. We need you to main event this card. But then the guy comes back again.
One. Freeze. Freeze. Freeze.
He's got to make 155. Did anybody else hear? I mean, I'm no conspiracy theorist. Anybody else hear that? He's got to make 155. The guy's like turning around asking, well, what weight does he need to be? Okay, coming right up. I mean, am I absolutely crazy? Let me know, guys. Let me know. Am I crazy? Hold up a second. I just heard that a little bit differently. He walked up and said he's 150. He confirmed. This is worse than I even imagined. This old dude, this commission member, turned around and said he's 155 and a half. And he said he's got to make 155. Make him make 155, you bum. This is crazy. Watch this. Why? Nobody's talking about this. I'm up at 2 a.m. making this video. Nobody's talking about this. This dude missed weight. Watch this. Listen to the guy. Tell me if I'm wrong. He literally confirms it a second time. Let's rewind it a little bit. Let's rewind it a little bit because we need to hear this all. Because I swear he comes back and confirms it's 155 and a half again. Watch this.
155 and a half. 5, 4.
So there you go. There's the first one. Now watch when he comes back. He looks at the scale again and said, he's 155 and a half. And somebody said, he's got to be 155. Listen to this. I mean, you can't make this up.
3, 2, 1. Freeze. Freeze. Freeze.
Did you hear that? The guy said he's 155 and a half a second time, and somebody said he's got to be 155. I'm going to play that one more time because that is astounding. I heard part of that when I was researching this. I didn't hear that full thing right there. I mean, that's insane.
155. I misspoke.
155, the official weight for Ilia.
And look at the smirk on Topuria's face. This is insane. And nobody's talking about it. Where's Ariel at? We'll get to Ariel in a second. Where's Ariel? I got to rewind that one more time. We got more clips to look at. Give me a second. I dug deeper into this for you guys. By the way, if you enjoy these videos, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications. He turned around and said he's 155 and a half. Somebody said he has to be 155. And then he said, 155. Sorry, I misspoke. We'll listen to it again. We're not going to go all the way back to the first one.
155. I misspoke.
155, the official weight for Ilia Topuria.
Smirk on Topuria's face. I mean, that is straight up insane. I have to. I know. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really, truly sorry. This right here is the craziest clip ever. The commission member just weighed him, said 155 and a half. He comes back and confirms 155 and a half and then changes it and doesn't let it settle, by the way. Nobody's talking about this, boys.
Freeze. 155. I misspoke.
Oh, yeah, he's 155. I misspoke. Anyway, better camera angle. Better camera angle we got right here from MMA Junkie. Shout out to MMA Junkie. This is their live stream. Unfortunately, it was a bit choppy, so you'll see it freeze a little bit. But we got the angle we need, boys, for confirmation. Pull Topuria out of the fight. Put Armin in. Topuria missed weight. Watch this. By the way, it's John Anik saying the card, in the man which the card was built around.
From the UFC. All right, we begin with the gentleman around whom this fight card was built, the former UFC undisputed featherweight champion, now moving up to the lightweight division and competing in our main event, Ilia Topuria.
Card was built around him. Now he's about to miss weight, but they're going to cover up. Cover it up. But look what angle we got, boys. Look what angle we got, boys. Look at this. Look at this. We can see it. We can see it. I'm going to give you a zoomed in version in a second. We can see it. 155 and a half. I'm going to rewind that back for you real quick so you can see, right? It's going to be a little bit hard to see here, okay? It's going to be a little bit hard to see. Let me play this. This is clearly over 155. It's clearly actually on 155 and a half here. I'm going to show you a zoomed in version in a second. Now let's watch from this version again to see when he comes back and weighs it in again, because he's going to come back and weigh it in again. This, from this view, we have a view of the actual, you know, whatever the balance is on the actual scale, whatever you call it. It freezes up a little bit here. That's just MMA junkie. I don't know what happened there. He comes back. Look, he says it's 155 and a half again. He messes with it a little bit. Watch this thing never settle. It never settles. Going up, it's going down, it's going up, it's going down, it's going up, it's going down. And then he says 155. And by the way, even though it's still, let me rewind that a little bit. It still is slightly past 155. Don't believe me? Don't believe me? Is this too inconclusive? Guess who recorded this and then zoomed in for you, boys? So this is going to be the same footage that we just watched, the exact same footage from the MMA Junkie stream, but hyper zoomed in, okay? Hyper zoomed in. There's Topuria's feet. Getting to the scale here. It's hyper zoomed in, boys. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Look at this. Look, 155 is right here, boys. 155 is right there. It's right there. And this is over here like a couple pounds. Look at this.
What?
Then moves it and announces 155 and a half.
55 and a half. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you. Breathe.
Look, he messes with it again. And look, I'm going to stop it right there because he's about to move it again. It is still ever so slightly past 155. You guys tell me. It's kind of hard to tell. It's kind of grainy. It appears to me a little bit off this 55 line. And even so, this is still not settled. This is still not settled. So he put it as close as he could to 55. It's still not settled. Again, this is the same footage from right here. This is the exact same footage. You can see it's not, because when it's zoomed in, you can't see it's not settled. It was not settled at all. And look at this. It's still very slightly off the 55 mark. So Topuria missed weight, guys. He missed weight. And yet nobody's talking about this. Nobody's outraged by this. Nobody's saying Topuria should be pulled out of the card. Nobody's saying Armin should step in. Topuria's turning down Armin. What's the word I'm looking for? I can't even think of it. He is preemptively turning down Armin because he's saying Armin missed weight at 311. Meanwhile, the UFC and commission is covering for him missing weight for the Charles Oliveira fight. This is craziness. Ariel Helwani, biggest name in the sport, biggest MMA journalist. Why isn't he talking about this? He had a lot to say when Khamzat Chimaev missed weight, which he didn't actually miss weight. That's the crazy thing. Chimaev was the last weigh-in with minutes left. Thoughts on the body language? And plays the video of this. They didn't like this. I made a whole video about this back then. Check this out, boys.
196.
He says the right weight. 185. But apparently for Ariel, he moved this thing too quickly without letting it settle. Look at this. Also, why don't they ever let the scale settle? Why move it so quickly every time? Stoking the flames of the Khamzat Chimaev weight miss theory. Conspiracy theory. But yet, when this dude's coming back for a second weigh-in, not letting it settle, pushing it to the side, nobody cares. Again, watch this not being settled here. Look, it's not settled. Don't let it fool you because it freezes for a second there. Look at it, still moving, still moving, still moving, still moving, still moving, still moving. And then he just moves it off quickly. If this was Islam, make no mistake about it. If this was Islam, if this was Khamzat Chimaev, if this was Magomed Ankalaev, what do you think they'd be saying then? What do you think they'd be saying then? So this is massive news. This should be spread everywhere. Ilia Topuria was 155 and a half for the vacant lightweight title where you're supposed to weigh in at 155. And nobody cares Because guess where this guy makes his money? Guess where this, I'm pointing to him actually in real life. I don't know why. Guess where this guy makes his money? He works for the commission. You know who the commission gets paid by? It gets paid by the UFC. Technically gets paid by the government, but you get the point. The UFC essentially has a hand in running the commission. Okay, everybody knows that. Nobody really talks about it. They know Topuria being off the card would be a massive disaster. This card was built around him. Quote John Anik. So they said, you know what? Doesn't matter. We just say whatever the weight is. 155. Why don't they have digital scales? Why don't we have pre-calibrated digital scales? Because this is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. The most charitable explanation for this is that it was on one. It was barely off of 155 and it wasn't settled because he actually was 155. But this does not look good. This looks very bad. Imagine if this was John Jones. We would never hear the end of it. There, people are still talking about the Khabib Nurmagomedov weight thing from many, many years ago with the towel. Everybody needs to be talking about this. So spread the word. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. It is damn near 2 a.m. I'm up making an Ilia Topuria weight miss UFC 317 video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm curious. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments. I'll see you guys tomorrow for UFC 317. I'll be live streaming the full card. Talk to you later. Thanks for watching.